Average thinkers. That is how President William Ruto has just described Kenyans. Speaking to a diaspora crowd in Doha, Qatar, Ruto declared that Kenya's biggest problem is not corruption or poor governance, but the average thinking of its own citizens. The comment has since blown up across social media, with critics saying the president has finally said it out aloud what many already suspected, that he sees himself as above the people who elected him. On Tuesday, while addressing Kenyans living abroad, Ruto said,
Friends, shida tuko naye Kenya ni average thinking, ordinary, usual. Unless we up our game, unless we up our ambition, unless we think about the extraordinary. And I like the person who prayed here. He said excellence and integrity in his prayer. We have to begin to think about the excellent. Wachana na hii average. Hii average thinking ndio inatuletea hasara. We look at everything, we think it is impossible. We look at that, we think it's impossible. Others did it. Why can't we do it?
For a leader whose campaign slogan promised to alleviate the hustler, the tone was jarring. The man who branded himself as the champion of the ordinary Kenyan now seemed to be scolding them for being too ordinary. To most Kenyans, these remarks cut deep, not just because of what he said, but when he said it. The country is reeling from high taxes, a weak shilling, surging cost of living, and record youth unemployment. Many feel Ruto's government has made life harder, not better. So when the president tells citizens they are average thinkers, it feels less like motivation and more like mockery. It is a statement made from the comfort of global summits and foreign stages, far removed from the matatu queues and food prices back home.
But this one we can raise even without any levy. We'll raise it tutatumia tu akili.
This is not the first time Ruto has positioned himself as intellectually superior. In the past, he has proudly said he is the most learned president in Kenya's history, pointing to his PhD and academic journey as proof of excellence. He has even used his education to contrast himself with past leaders, often reminding Kenyans that he rose from chicken seller to a head of state through hard work and brains.
Mimi niko na experience ya kutosha. Nimekuwa mjumbe miaka 15. Nimekuwa naibu wa rais miaka 10. Kuna experience nyingine mimi nangojea. Mimi nimesoma. Na nimesoma vizuri. I am probably the most learned president has ever elected. Kenya has ever elected. Sindio?
But here is the irony. While he lectures citizens about ambition and innovation, his own administration is accused of stifling the very environment needed for such creativity through heavy taxation, policy inconsistency, and shrinking middle class. Ruto's Doha speech was tied to his bottom-up economic transformation agenda better, which he said depends on citizens thinking big. The agenda focuses on small-scale enterprises, agriculture, and manufacturing sectors meant to empower ordinary Kenyans. But 2 years in, results have been mixed. Affordable housing projects are facing legal and public resistance. The social health insurance scheme has raised more confusion than confidence, and many Kenyans say the hustler dream is being buried under taxes and bureaucracy. So when Ruto says the public needs to think excellence, many are asking, isn't that what we voted for you to do? Isn't leadership about converting national ambition into practical progress, not shifting the blame to citizens?
Tunalipa, tunakuwa maskini. I have to tell you this. Si mimi ndio rais wa Kenya. Unless I tell you so that you know where we are. It's good for you to know. It is good. It's good for you to know. Yes. Because hakuna haja ya kufichana. We have to tell each other the truth. So we must stop this small thinking. I am very happy that now we are growing our own savings.
Ruto's defenders argue he is misunderstood, that his message was about mindset, not mockery. They say he is calling for Kenyans to dream bigger, to stop settling for mediocrity. But critics counter that his tone betrayed a growing detachment from reality. It is one thing to inspire, it is another to lecture a nation you've burdened with new levies and told to tighten belts. The optic matter when a president who has been globe-trotting for months lectures struggling citizens about ambition. It sounds less like a vision and more like arrogance wrapped in intellectual packaging. Online Kenyans did not hold back. Memes flooded X, with users joking that average thinkers are the same people footing Ruto's new tax bills. Others post a sarcastic list of things they are thinking excellently about, from fuel prices to unga. Even some of Ruto's allies privately admit the comment was politically tone deaf at a time when his approval ratings are slipping, alienating the public with elitist rhetoric, maybe his biggest unforced error yet.
We need minimum 10,000 megawatts of energy. And we need it like yesterday. Today, in Kenya, jioni between 5 and 10 p.m. we have to do load shedding. We have to shut off some areas to be able to power other areas because our energy haitoshi.
There is a fine line between being visionary and being condescending. President William Ruto's message could have inspired, but the delivery exposed a widening gulf between him and the ordinary Kenyans he once called hustlers. Maybe he's right. Kenya does not need bold thinkers, but leadership too requires humility, the wisdom to know that brilliance means little if it alienates the very people you claim to uplift.
Tuko na problem. So we have to, and we need about 1.2 trillion to do it, and we will find the money to do it. Mnanielewa? Yes. Otherwise, we will be left behind. Huyu Thiko huyu is my technology advisor. AI, if we are left behind, tutakwama milele. So we cannot afford to be left behind this time. And AI.
Newsroom, Maisha TV, Reader Kering Chebet.